I'm closing the top on the raindrop. I'm keeping the game in the headlock. When throwed and blinded my dreadlock. In the end zone with the mad dot. One phone call, get it dead stop. I feel like I own the season. Say one thing, just give me a reason. Know you're mad, I'm undefeated. Top dog, making it even. Oh, I had to get back up. I had to get back up. I can't take no loss. You better call back up. I'm running it down to finish. I don't play, get down to get it. Talk about that, come slide, I'm with it. See me.
Much appreciated, Coach. Smack dab in the middle of I-295 that encircles the city of Jacksonville in Northeast Florida. There's a good look at TIAA Bank Field. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Indianapolis Colts and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. This fielded at the 2. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. A man who played college football here in the Sunshine State. It's USF's Marlon Mack. Calling no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
On second down now, it's Mack. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down. It's probably a pretty good sign here on the opening drive if your guys from the secondary are coming up and spilling things in the backfield.
How about the adrenaline and aggressiveness that led his eyes to the backfield to run up there and make that tackle, setting a tone early for his defense.
Little trouble thus far on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 11. To throw his line. He completes this one to Mack. And he's going to be stopped here a few yards short of the first as the tackle is made at the 33. Give him 9 on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down. Out is Rigoberto Sanchez on 4th down to punt this thing. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. And a give this time to the tailback. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. A Jacksonville first down on a pickup of 17. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line. Now Carr. He'll set up the screen to Fournette. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. A nice little screen. They get 6 on first down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid gain.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. He'll get forward for 3 down to the 16-yard line.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing him further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
And we'll get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. Marquise Lee, his 4th touchdown on the year. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Extra point tacked on by Lambeau. And it's now a 7-0 game. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line.
The Colts take over 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Luck under pressure, and down he goes. Luck is sacked. Sean Lee, the longtime vet, getting in and getting to the QB. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Throwing on 3rd down. Luck. He's going to air one out. And he can't hang on to it. Nearly picked. He's known for his hands defensively. But instead it just brings up 4th down. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And this is going to be ruled out, I think, just inside the 20. Yes, it will. Side judge calls it at the 19-yard line. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And coming up on their 2nd drive of the game, had the touchdown last time out. Now they have the football back. Chance to really seize early momentum.
Feels to me like they had a really excellent week of practice. It all came together. But I'll bet you it got galvanized in the locker room in pregame. Somehow I think the head coach, his oratorical skills were on point.
2nd and 6 at the 24-yard line.
They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24.
Quit talking about it and bring it.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
Back-to-back 4-yard runs. Now, look, if they just do that all the way downfield, ball ends up in the end zone, but that's a little difficult to do.
Yeah, I think now 3rd and 2, that defense ready to stiffen up and stop that run.
Check 55 to Mike. Watch QB drop. Watch 280. What's up? Mike 55. Mike 55. You don't want it.
Carr looking to throw on 3rd and 2. He's going to float this one deep right side. That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown, Jaguars. DJ Chark, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Jaguars are able to widen their lead. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Colts in possession as they've got it with a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Luck, and that is incomplete here. The linebacker, Miles Jack, able to knock that one away.
Miles Jack can just flat out cover. Doesn't matter who's out there, and he can do it really well in man. How about what he just did there in zone, though? Eyes in the right place, saw where the ball was going, reacted appropriately, and knocked it away.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3.
44, Mike, 44. I got you, boy. Both over Mike.
Out of the gun, Luck. And that is incomplete.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as he's on to punt for Indianapolis. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Fielded just inside the 20. 12 yards on the return that time. And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, they could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But it's the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
He completes it to Westbrook. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
In today's football, where receivers break tackles, make people miss, get upfield for the extra yardage, when you see a play like that where it's caught and he's dropped on the spot, that's a big-time play by the defense.
And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10.
At their own 18-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. A big play there for Indy. And even 50 yards for an offense that has not found the end zone yet. That's a big play.
There's the spark right there. The big play that they needed. Now they've got to go ahead and finish this drive and put this ball in the end zone.
Now a 1st down throw. Luck. He's going to take a shot for the... And he's got his man. It's Hilton for the Colts touchdown. T.Y. Hilton, his 4th touchdown on the year, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Greg Joseph on for the extra point. And that one makes it 14-7.
Makes the score Jaguars 14, Colts 7.
This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone. Well, we saw them there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
On 2nd and 9, Carr. The Colts are going to get him. Down he goes.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
And for the Colts, an extra defensive back in there now on 3rd down.
Let's go, Heavy. Let's go, Heavy.
They fake the handoff. Now Carr. Looking deep downfield. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. The defense showing some anger after giving up the big play. This time they'll lose 1 or 2. On 2nd and 11 now. Carr. The open man is Westbrook. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. 3rd touchdown pass now for Derek Carr. And the Jaguars are able to widen their lead.
I know these wide receivers are about flash and dash and high-flying plays, but a good number of them played running back at some point in their career, and that's how they finish off a lot of their big plays, run after the catch.
And this time he finishes off the big play in the end zone. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
And he'll get nothing out of that one. They call it no gain there on the first down play.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 25-yard line.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. To throw again on 2nd down. Luck under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Yannick Ngakoue. He's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Luck and the Colts looking for something big here after the sack. This is 3rd and long. From the gun, here's Luck. He's going to wind up and air it out. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
This is 1st and goal, and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. Funchess has it complete, and he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Devin Funchess, his 3rd touchdown now on the year, as his guys are back within a single score. The extra point splits the uprights, and they're back within a touchdown at 21-14. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. This fielded at the 2. Dances by him. And he will be marked down right there at the 20-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Still more than a minute to go, so there is time if they want to mount something here.
Not only time, but they have 3 timeouts.
And he'll be brought down by the Colts.
So this has been a lot like a tennis match, hasn't it? Back and forth. Both of these offenses have their way so far, so maybe the question isn't who's going to score the most points in this game. Maybe it's who's going to get some stops.
Yeah, absolutely. And that sack, finally a first step in the right direction for a stop. On play action, it's Carr. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. And Charles, got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on 1st down, then they force the incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back, but it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
The Jaguars on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 17.
Ready?
He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. A big-time gain there on the keeper, using his legs to hurt him. 1st down.
First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Just like that, out of danger and up past the 40 now for 1st and 10. Now this time, Carl throw. He's going to launch this thing way down into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Matthias Farley. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
After the interception, it's Love. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jalen Ramsey. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line.
You're trailing, you're trying to get points late in half. I absolutely understand that. But remember, it's all about the ball. And without the ball, you can't get those points. They just turned it over.
Now you got to be careful, because that deficit can get a little bigger on the other side with that good field position they just took over with. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. DJ Chark, the intended target. That'll bring up 2nd down. Now a play fake. Carr. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. The Jaguars on third down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 19. Now a handoff looking right. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line.
That's it, baby.
And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout.
Yeah, baby. Boom.
This is Josh Lambo. He hit from 57 a year ago. This will approach NFL record territory. It's a 62-yard attempt. And this is good. He got just enough to clear the crossbar as he drops it in from long distance. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game. As we send you a couple hours south of here to Orlando, that's where we check in with a coach and our EA Sports halftime report. The Jaguars in possession of the lead, and they will get the football as we are underway in the second half. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Throwing now is Carr. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. No gain there, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. Here's Carr to throw. Open man is Westbrook, complete. Well, he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Jaguars. D.D. Westbrook with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Jaguars are able to widen their lead. Point after by Lambo, up and good. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. And Lambo now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down in the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Luck gives this one off to Mack. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34.
So much of the game today, we're looking for hybrid players, guys who can do a combination of jobs. And anyone who plays a strong safety position, now more than ever, is a hybrid-type player. Half defensive back that covers passes and half linebacker that makes tackles. We just saw the linebacker make that play.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a first down.
11 feet.
On first down, it's Long. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Sean Lee able to drop him that time for his second sack of the evening. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. Luck now to throw. Going for Hilton, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 48.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments. Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. And to give this time to the tailback. And he's got this down to the 35. 15 yards on the play, first down. Although his reputation as a speedy runner precedes him, it's always fun to watch him work.
It is eye-opening, isn't it? Because when you see him get the ball and just go, in addition to that speed, it helps out his blockers. They don't have to hold blocks for long because he's just going to speed right past them.
Carr completes it, and he fumbled it. It's on the ground, and the Colts pick it up, and his guys will take over at the 25-yard line.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw them.
Opportunistic by the defense. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Luck looks to throw on 3rd and 1. And the Jags get to him as down he goes.
I think we've seen this before. Someone's down 3 scores. That situation there, it's just going to add to their growing frustrations, don't you think?
Yeah, a bad number 3 right now. 3-score game, 3rd quarter, 3 and out, not what they wanted. And you can tell on the sideline, those faces are getting a little bit longer as this one goes. And Luck will be intercepted for a 3rd time. Picked off at the 36. And they will score. It's a Jacksonville touchdown. Lambeau on for the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, Just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. A gain of 6 there on first.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. On 2nd down, here's a run with Mack. He'll get 3 up to midfield.
Well, they certainly haven't been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got a chance to pin their ears back and get after him now.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They'll go again here with Mack. That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play, and it'll be 4th down. Their already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down. Colts going on 4th. It's Love. And this is going to be incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Jags take over in terrific field position.
Down. White Monday. Screen. Watch the screen. Watch the screen.
Now they'll run it on the toss. He'll get about 4 here, down to the 43-yard line.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. That one, a 1st down pickup of 8.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
From the 31, Carr, a throw left side, complete to his receiver, Westbrook. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Nice hit, boy. Switch up, switch up.
The pitch back, and he is going to lose yardage here. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down.
Hey, a lot of points have been scored in this game against them, but tally that one on the side of the defense.
Do you think maybe, possibly, it can be a little bit of a changer for them? Maybe not a game changer, but a little bit of a momentum one that maybe they can string together some pretty good plays and slow them down.
So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3, and that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
He's going to go deep for Funchess. This is caught at the 20. And he'll get this way down into Jacksonville territory. A big play there for Indy. 49 yards. Throwing his line, and he couldn't hang on. Would have been their 4th pick of the game. Instead, 2nd down. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
Give him 4 on the ground there. They're now left with 3rd and 6. Luck to Mack on the draw. Muscles him off. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. It's a 6-yard pickup. It's still a few chain links short, it appears, with 4th down coming up. Now Luck. He's got Jack Doyle. And he's able to pick up the first before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4. Able to convert on 4th to bring up 1st and goal. That's a big 3 yards right there. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Colts in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got it 1st and goal as they look to punch in a late score. Back to throw, Luck. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Snags it for the pick. He's got the lane, and there he goes. The 40, 20, 10, and he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Defensively, they've had their way in this one. That pick 6 makes that scoreboard even more lopsided.
I remember talking with a guy in the league, and I said, what do you do when the game's like this? You know, it's pretty much over. You ready to go to the bench and hang out? He said, oh, heck no. I want to stay on the field. I might get some stats. I might get a pick or 2.
You like being out there at the end of these wide margins.
When they have to throw it, that gives you more opportunities to go get it.
This will be taken in at the 1. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling again.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
The Colts on 3rd down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This time it's 3rd and 3. Here's Luck. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Indianapolis moving the chains there on a gain of 12. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. He's got it to Hilton. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. On the delay, here's Hines. And they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down to the backfield. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this 4th quarter. The Colts on 3rd down. They've converted a 3rd of their opportunities, 3 for 9. This is 3rd and 4. Now it's Luck. This goes to Mack on the check down. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. They'll run on 1st down with Marlon Mack. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. And what are the whistles for? Timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds. The last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4. Luck. And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left. T.Y. Hilton, the intended receiver. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down. This will be the 8th play of the drive here. 3rd and 4.
Let's go.
One last throw here for Luck. Got an open man. That's Campbell. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory, and the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week, we'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points, allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for the Jags, the win here means it'll be a 7-1 first half of the season, and they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for the Colts, the struggles intensify as they drop to 2-6 now on the year.